What's up, guys? Back again with another Urban South beer. This is SPILT. So they're fruited sour with acai, banana, pineapple, granola, and peanuts. Sounds pretty interesting. So I picked this one up at the last release, and I think this was had already been released because it wasn't in the whatever day of release pages, and I didn't know what all they had anyway. Yeah, so I've only reviewed one of these on YouTube so far, but I've drank through all of them now except for this one. This is my first time with this one. I'm kind of learning a little bit what to expect out of the different spilled beers at this point. Yeah, so Spilt, that's the first Spilt one I've had, but I had a spilled and then a double spilled, and I'm just kind of feeling like the double triples are going to be the heavier fruit content with the spilled, and I'm going to assume spilt being a bit lighter fruit and adjunct or whatever you want to call it, additive content. So we'll see. No ABV or anything on the beer. Another watcher had mentioned that the triple spilled was 6%. I'm going to assume this is also 6%, somewhere in that realm. I don't know why they don't put the ABV on the beers, but anyway. Yeah, sounds super weird, interesting. 3 different fruit, granola and peanuts. Let's get into it. So again, this is out of the Houston location. I have no idea. Well, it looks thick enough, honestly. I'm not going to pour too much yet because these things tend to have quite a bit of head after an aggressive pour. That's a lot of quick bubbles. Real quick before I talk about the, it's pretty thick. Okay, so I don't know what the differences then on some of these are for spilled, triple, double, spilt, whatever. Yeah, I don't know if the Louisiana does these, Louisiana location, whatever. Like I said, I'm pretty new to the Houston location. Didn't really know it was a thing. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so pours out I gotta be honest, it's a kind of an ugly color. It actually looks prettier on camera. It's got like this nice pinkish, purplish sort of hue to it, but man, it looks pretty muddy here in person. It could be the lighting too. I don't have my light went out in this room, but it's like this deep kind of purple brown. I don't know what to call it. It's like a purplish brown. That carbonation, that head faded super fast. The other ones have had pretty thick head retention on them even afterwards, but that faded to pretty much nothing. Which is typical sometimes of a style of beer, just low in hops, doesn't have a lot of that retention or anything. But yeah, anyway, poured out a lot thicker than I expected. I thought it was going to be a little bit lighter, but let's check out the aroma on this guy. Okay, that's a bit interesting. I apologize offhand. My allergies have been bad lately. Wearing these masks, I think dust and all that stuff gets trapped in them, and I breathe it all in, and it's a horrible experience. But suck it all in there for a sec. So wow, at first I wasn't getting it, but the peanuts are coming out pretty well. Okay, so search for some things here. Definitely getting the peanuts and the acai for sure. It's got that, like, if you've had like pomegranate juice, it's pretty similar to that. So it's going to be like a darker fruit type of berry. Gonna have notes of pomegranate, blackberry, raspberry, blackcurrant, that sort of area. If you're not familiar with acai, I can't say I'm getting banana. It's hard to pinpoint pineapple. I can't really say I'm getting banana or pineapple. Granola, I mean, maybe a little bit of a cereal type grainish character, but it also could just be the fact of that fruitiness with the acai and the kind of that robust, rusty character of the peanuts also can give off that effect of granola as well. I don't know, hard to say. Really, the main things are that acai berry. It's like that dark, intense fruit character with a roasty peanut I don't know. That's pretty much what I'm getting. Super interesting. A little weird. It's like at first you think kind of peanut butter and jelly, and it's kind of there, but it's also there's a really like intense kind of robust aspect to it. It's almost akin to like coffee. It's not necessarily that I'm getting coffee off this, is that coffee has such a strong, intense aroma to it that to me, in terms of like fruit and I guess nut character or whatever, I'm kind of getting that sort of intensity. So I don't know. It's interesting. Let's check it out. Cheers. Okay. Honestly, a lot of that's pretty much there on the flavor. I will say I'm happy with the mouthfeel. It's pretty full, pretty creamy, especially if this thing is 6%. And I like the low carb on it, to be honest. I'm not super picky. I don't think with carbonation on sour beer. Um, don't want it to be overcarbed, but I do enjoy that this is a lower carb. Um, and so it feels more. I don't know, it feels like it was going to be almost acrid on the taste from the aroma, but it really isn't. Not really. What I mean is that I get sort of that like that burnt. I think it's the peanuts. I get kind of that burnt, roasted kind of character. You know, when you roast something too much, you're gonna get um, that sort of like acrid bitterness off of it, right? You get that from heavily roasted coffee, or you get that from you put something in the oven for too long and it gets that really kind of burnt charcoaly type character to it, right? It sometimes can come off as a bit more bitter, but yeah, really, it's a lot sweeter on the flavor, the taste. It's not too sour. It's got some acidity to it, but I honestly feels like it comes more from naturally from like the acai berry type character as opposed to being more of a intentionally soured beer. It's tart, but it's lightly tart. It's definitely not as acidic as um, the triple spilled the mango passion fruit banana one I just had. So it's got a nice light acidity to it. There is some sweetness up front too, and it kind of blends back into that, or I guess follows into that light acidity on the back end. Um, I'm not really getting any bitterness or anything from peanuts, so while it has a heavily roasted character on the aroma, it doesn't feel like that on the taste. Um, what this thing reminds me of, kind of want to get to before this video gets too long, is that this reminds me of peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It was kind of there on the aroma, a little bit heavy on that roasted peanut character, which you think more of a sweeter peanut character when you think of peanut butter and jelly. But man, it is definitely a lot sweeter on the taste. I don't mean that as being sweet. I mean that compared to the aroma. Um, I gotta get one more sip of this. Yeah. Okay. So, man, this is what I want out of like a peanut butter and jelly beer. I don't know if that's specifically what they were going for, but so when Genius does their PB and J wheat, I think it's a good beer. It's fine. I think it has a few things that it lacks, but this is what I want like that beer to be. Like if you think of a peanut butter and jelly beer, like this is it. This is really nice on the peanuts, nice jammy fruit character, sweet with a bit of acidity, and you don't really get that acidity on a peanut butter jelly sandwich as much. But that's obviously what you're gonna want out of this beer. What I would prefer anyway. So while I don't get banana or pineapple or maybe granola even, it's really awesome in that jammy dark fruit character in the peanuts. So This is really good stuff. It's a bit better than I expected, to be honest. It sounded interesting, but I didn't think it was going to be like this really nice, full peanut butter and jelly type beer. Um, so I think I'm gonna probably easy 4.5 on this guy. The aroma's a little weird in certain parts, just having like that weird kind of almost overly roasted peanut character. Um, but man, that flavor is on point for this. So yeah, awesome stuff. I don't know if this is rated, but I'm kind of surprised that they still had cans of this because this thing is really good. So yeah, 4.5 on Urban South's SPILT. All the fruits. Peanut butter and jelly is what I'm going to call it right now. So yeah, if they still got this one, I would definitely pick it up if that's kind of your thing because yeah, this is good stuff. So anyway, cheers, and I'll catch you guys later.